I was floored at her. I'll talk about You Like You're Not Here, but Isabelle's performance in this is remarkable. It's like she's so convincing.
Julia was wearing platformed like Gene Simmons boots, and they were like fringed leather, and I was squatting, so I looked shorter, and so you don't know until you see it. And not only that, but it really takes you on, I think, even more exciting of a ride than the first one does, because you're in on the secret. So now you kind of get to play with her a little bit.
Amigos de película, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Riva y les traigo un súper especial Cinemex de película sobre La Huérfana, el origen. Sí, el personaje de Esther regresa para aterrorizarnos una vez más y trayéndonos un poco más sobre de dónde viene y cómo fue salir de Estonia. Para ello nos hemos sentado a conversar con sus protagonistas y director. Julia Stiles, Isabelle Fuhrman y William Brent Bell están con nosotros, así que démosle inicio a este especial de película.
Be prepared for changes. We have a child therapist that she'll be working with. 4 years is a long time. What she needs right now is our family. Esther? Sweetheart, it's Mommy.
Julia, Isabelle, thank you for being with us on the Película Cinemex. How are you? Congrats on your movie.
Good, thank you so much.
William, hi, welcome to the Película Cinemex. Congrats on the movie.
Thank you.
The last time we saw Esther, you were a child playing an adult, and now it was the opposite. We get to see more of her frustration, her anger. How do you embrace that?
I really just kind of went back to my original notes on Esther that I did when I was 10, which was really funny to revisit as an adult, and the old script, and kind of poring over the script as well, and really kind of diving into what did I want to bring to her this time? Because luckily in this movie, Esther's not as much of a mystery. She's more of a human being in this one slightly. So I really enjoyed getting to find moments where we could enjoy Esther and actually like her at times. And really, felt like it was kind of my duty in reprising this role, because I had so much love for Esther when I played her as a kid, and she really kind of started my entire acting career, funnily enough, that I can reprise this role and kind of give thanks to this character that really meant so much to me and still does, and means so much to so many people. I mean, I'm really like, every day I'm like shocked to see how many people are going to see it and posting about it. And this is just kind of the beginning, because it hasn't even released everywhere yet. So I'm just very, very grateful.
Julia, nothing is ever just one thing. And this family's grief took a toll on each member of the family in a different way. Trisha will do anything to protect them. So let's talk about the process of developing her arc mentally and also physically, because this movie was surprisingly heavy on that note also.
So hard for me to talk about Trisha without giving too much weight, but I will say that one of the reasons I was drawn to the role is because in some ways Esther has met her match. Trisha she says it in the trailer that she will protect her family at no matter what, at all costs. And so I think the other fun thing for fans of the first one is that now that the mystery of Lena pretending to be Esther, pretending to be a young girl, now that that's revealed, we play around with the idea of like how much longer is she going to get away with this, and she's met her match with Trisha, because Trisha from the beginning is like, there's something off about this girl and she can't quite put her finger on it. The physical part of it was it was challenging, but we had stunt people and coordinators to help us with all of that, and it was certainly fun to work with Isabelle every day. I was floored at her. I'll talk about You Like You're Not Here, but Isabelle's performance in this is remarkable. It's like she's so convincing as a little girl, and she was 23 when we made the prequel Orphan First Kill, and she pulls it off, not just because of the camera tricks, but because the way that she carries herself and her voice and everything is just so convincing as a little girl.
It's lovely to be back. I miss my family very much.
Our goal here is helping Esther acclimate back into life within the family unit.
Sorry.
I wanted to ask you, how was your approach working with Isabelle mentally and physically, exchanging notes on the approach she would have now as an adult, taking on her character's origin story like part, her insights, how everything has changed also for her?
Physically, it was, she had to kind of learn to remember how to act like a 10-year-old again, because she was 10 years old the first time. So she had to remember what that was like. She had to remember, we still got to use her same voice coach for her accent. So she had to go back to remembering how to speak that way. And she had to change the pitch in her voice a little bit, which we, and I think she learned a lot from, the little girls who were her doubles on how to move and be a child again. And for me, it was like, now we're dealing with a character who in the first film, we didn't know her secret. And in this story, we know her secret from the very beginning. So now, she's really playing a 30-year-old or 31-year-old in this movie. So we get to see sides to her that are more adult. She has more frustration, the fact that she has to dress up like a child, more frustration with the way people treat her. And for me, it's a character with a couple of cool sides to it, because she's pretty complex. I wouldn't want to be in her shoes, and I don't think I would become a murderer because of it, but I certainly can see how it would be frustrating.
Esther's behavior has been so erratic.
Hello, Mommy. Thank you, Mommy. I know, Mommy.
I did notice some inconsistencies.
What are you getting at?
To me, it felt like a performance.
If you're not Esther, who are you?
I want to ask you both, why is it that a good horror movie like Orphan First Kill, in your opinion, may be the perfect one to be experienced on the big screen?
Oh, I think you have to experience this movie on a big screen if you can, because I think that first and foremost, the lengths that we went to make me look like a kid, I think was successfully done. And when I watched it on a big screen, I was just shocked, because every single day, you're working on a movie and you feel like it's good and you're really excited about it. But that was the one thing that practically in real life we couldn't see. We knew that Brent and Kareem and our producers were working tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure it looked believable. But at the end of the day, Julia was wearing platformed, like Gene Simmons boots, and they were like fringed leather, and I was squatting, so I looked shorter. And so you don't know until you see it. And not only that, but it really takes you on, I think, even more exciting of a ride than the first one does, because you're in on the secret. So now you kind of get to play with her a little bit.
That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, totally. And also watching it on the big screen, you don't want to you got to pay attention. You don't want to miss some of the trickery, I guess.
Thank you so much for being with us, Julia, Isabel. Congrats on the movie, and thank you for being with us on Cinemex de Película.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you for your time, for being with us on Cinemex de Película.
Thanks.
Gracias por disfrutar de este especial Cinemex de Película. Yo soy Riva, te dejo un abrazo, un beso y espero te asustes bastante en salas de cine con La Huérfana, El Origen. No te la pierdas, me encuentras en @RivaPopMusic y nos encontramos en un próximo especial de película. Bye bye.
The mother protects her family. No matter what.
That's the story of